Right, I think it's time for a challenge. We've decided to make a pressure washer from the most obscure machine that we can find. Something with a diesel engine. Between 19 and 22 horsepower, paired with a 66 series interpump. That should give us 25 litres a minute, between 250 and 300 bar. Maybe a Hatz, Kubota, Lombardini, Deutsch, even a Perkins. Let's see what we can find. Right, are you getting on then?
A bit of a short list. Right off the bat, we've got a Yanmar L100 single cylinder. No. 722 Kubota on a mower.
It's a little bit on about 60 horse.
403 D15 Perkins.
Well, that sounds alright, yeah.
It's in Italy.
Yeah.
Right. Single cylinder Deutsch on a roller.
No.
Too small. How about a Hatz 2G40?
Yeah, that's perfect.
It's on a military DC generator for starting Harrier jump jets.
Where is it?
It's in Liverpool docks.
Oh, that's alright, isn't it? I've already been on that then.
Make a bid?
Yeah.
Right. Let's get cracking.
A few moments later.
Belting. Just like that, bid has been accepted. Ready for collection today.
Oh, brilliant.
Not bad, that is it?
Who can we get pick that up?
We have got Mark from Total Gleam on his way in. He's on the Wirral, so could ask him to do us a favour, come pick it up on his way in.
Yeah, Belting, yeah.
Job's a good one.
Machine's arrived in. It's what's known as an APU, an auxiliary power unit. The rumours are they used to start Harrier jump jets, but I think Harrier jump jets need a little bit more than a power source to start them. It's more likely to be used to start land-based equipment like large tanks, half-tracks, stuff like that. Anything with a huge engine that's been laid up for a while needs a little bit of help in starting. These are the things they use. They don't come more obscure than this, so I think we'll strip it down. Let's see what we're left with and see what we can do with it. Why not? There she is, stripped onto bare bones. You can see the tapered shaft, so we're going to have to put a pulley on it. It's already in a frame, so it shouldn't be too difficult to mount a 66 interpump on that. There's more in than I thought, to be fair. All we need to do now is try and start it. We'll have to replace a few pipes first. The leak-off pipes are a little bit perished because it's been sat around that long. Little bits like this. Certain little bolts will want tightening up, all the earths will want cleaning off. And they're live. If the starter doesn't work, I'm sure we can source a starter for it. No issues. But yeah, there she is.
We've got you. Let me tell you a little bit about something that we do around here. Did you know we do competitions? Well, you do now. So what do these competitions and raffles entail? Well, let me tell you, they're tailored for the exterior cleaning industry. So we do competitions for prizes such as X-Jets for chemical application. We do carbon fibre roof cleaning poles. We do the illustrious Seahawk 21 litre 200 bar machine. And then some. We do Washmasters, which are van mounted 21 or 27 litre a minute systems. And even more so, we do one-off bespoke items never to be seen again, like the Honda GX630 we did not so long ago. Hey, there can even be cash prizes to be won. So what's not to love? Get involved. Where can you find it? I'll tell you, it's on our website. Click on the link somewhere around there, you'll find it, get yourself involved. There's always a competition going on. Hey, and you never know, you might be the winner. So good luck with that. Back to the show.
Right, well here she is, straight down to bare bones. It's time to see whether it'll run. Well, they don't have a charge circuit on these because the machine runs a big 300 amp 24 volt alternator which starts the machine that it's plugged into. Now the machine's own battery will start this, which then in turn will start the machine. So the battery on the machine that it's going to start actually starts this machine. Then this machine produces 300 amps at 24 volt, which will basically start anything. We've temporarily put a bit of tube on for the leak-offs. We've ordered some leak-off tube, which we don't have in, unfortunately. The starter motor was 24 volts, so we put a 12 volt Lombardini one on. I mean, it should suffice for now. I'm not sure how it'll start it, but it should be okay. I think we'll change it for a bigger Hats one when the time comes. We took the original filter off because it will be all gunged up because it's been laid up for about 20 years. We just put a cheap inline one in for now just to get it started. Attach the air filter roughly, so it's a little bit quieter. And that's about it really. I mean, it's time to attach a battery. And then we'll see if we can start it. Well, this wire is the earth wire to the fuel solenoid. We'll need to connect that one. Off for the live. This is the live wire to the fuel solenoid. We'll connect that together with the live on the start solenoid. Hear it click then, so the fuel solenoid's in. Now, this is the initiator for the start solenoid. So once we touch that, it should turn the engine over. But first, we need to prime the fuel through. As a manual pump on here, I think we'll swap it to an electrical one because they're a bit more reliable. But for now, we'll just use the manual one. We'll prime it up. You can see it priming there, back through the leak off. Oh, that should be enough, I think. Now let's see if it'll start. Oops. Try it again. It runs like a new engine, which is basically what it is. It's a new engine that's been laid up for 20 years. It's on about 10 hours. So all we need to do now is create a plate here to mount the pump on. So the shaft is facing outwards, the same as this one. A pulley on here, a pulley on there, which will drive the pump. It'll be a twin shafted pump, so on the other side we'll have to put an alternator, which will charge the battery up that we're going to have to mount on it, and it should give enough charge to run a 12 volt DC boiler, which is a bonus. So we'll do some measuring up, order some stuff, and see how we get on. Why not? Right, we'll cut a square piece of plate here to drop onto the mountings. All we need to do now is bend this up to accept the adjusting bolts on the slider plate. Give us something to adjust to. It's nice and square edge there, so you can weld a little piece of steel onto there, so it's got a nice straight edge to slide backwards and forwards and it doesn't go out of line. So the pulleys are nice and square then. So all I need to do now is bend this up 90 degrees. Now we do have a press brake, but it's somewhere else at the minute, one of our other units, so I think I'll try to bend it on the iron worker, which shouldn't be too difficult. Anyway, let's have a go. It's a little bit more difficult to align than the press brake, but quite used to this, so it shouldn't be too difficult. The other side. Not too far off. It's a little bit too thick for that die, so I'll put a slightly larger one on. That should do it. It's just a matter of bolting that down to there. 4 places should be enough. Right, we're not using an interpump. We can't get hold of a twin shafted interpump for now, so we decided to use one we had on the shelf. It's an NLT 2525IB, it's a hot pump, 25 litres a minute, 250 bar. You can run them slightly faster. In fact, this one will do 30 litres a minute. It's 1740 revs, so anywhere in between there will be okay. For the best, we pulled it up at 25 litres at 250 bar. The simple reason we have to run an alternator off the other side, and that takes a few horsepower to do, so rather than stress the engine, we decided to run it at its lowest capacity, which is 25 litres at 250 bar. Let's see how it goes on the plate. Should sit about there when it's tightened up. It will give us enough room for the alternator. Just have to make a little bracket here to raise the alternator on. You can put it down here somewhere. That'll probably be better. Come off here with the turnbuckle. It'll give us some adjustment. Should be fine. It's a 60 amp alternator. We'll run a 25 litre a minute boiler, no problem. Because it's a tapered shaft, the pulleys are always tapered to fit on the shaft itself. As you can see, this side is smaller than this side, so it's tapered towards the front, which means we have had to order a pilot bore pulley so it can be tapered the same and stuck on there, bolted onto the keyway shaft, nice and tight. Run the pump. Right, so I'll take this off to be tapered. to match this one. Right, so there it is. We've mounted the plate with the pump on it and the alternator. We've actually come off the engine with a bracket for the adjuster on the alternator. It's much easier. The engine pulley's been mounted. It's been tapered and mounted, so everything's in line now. Nice and straight. It's got a little piece of metal welded on this side and one on the other side, so it keeps it nice in line. We've taken the start solenoid off. There are two-stage solenoid, these. There's a holding circuit that holds it in with the key switch, but it only holds it in once it's been pushed in. And it does that with the other circuit, which comes off the solenoid on the starter motor, so it's a momentary switch. It's a high amp momentary switch. Well, the high amp momentary switch drags it in, and the holding circuit keeps it in. We're a little bit temperamental, and this has been on that long. We don't know how it's going to perform, so we've scrapped that. We've put a little stop solenoid on the side of the water trap filter. That just cuts the fuel off completely. So rather than cutting the fuel off in the rack, it just cuts it off on the entry point. They're a much better idea and much more reliable. So that's going on. We put two belts on the alternator pulley. Now they're a match set, as you can see. Although it says match set, they never truly match the same. There's always little discrepancies. You only a little difference in thickness of the belt, and one will sit lower, one will sit higher. This one's the slack one, as you can see. This one's at the correct tension. So now what we have to do is we have to run it for a couple of hours to run that one down and bed it in, then tighten it up a little bit to bring that one up to it. And we'll probably have to do that a couple of times before they're truly match set. Now the tension set on this belt, they don't have to be madly tensioned, these. As you can see, I can wiggle it up and down. You don't have to play a tune on it. It doesn't have to be that tight. It does have to be straight in line. It does have to hold itself. But you have to let the teeth do the work on these. If you tighten them up too much, it breaks all the reinforcing inside, and they don't last 2 minutes. If you put them on too tight, it can damage the bearings in the engine, and it can damage the bearings in the pump. You'll hear the whining. Right, the adjustments on the bottom. As you said, we bent this plate up to put the adjusting bars through. Now these pull this slider plate towards you, so tightening this. It's welded piece of metal on both sides, so it slides nice and straight, nice and free. It's greased up as well, and that's bolted in, adjusted and locked off. We painted it in camouflage paint. There's only one place in the country you can get this camouflage paint, and it's top secret, so I can't let you in on it, unfortunately. We've changed the starter motor for a 12 volt Hatch starter motor, as the other one was 24 volts. We've given it a low acid cleaning on the aluminium, so it brings it up like new. We've given a quick flash of paint and all the steel work. Well, most of this is plastic actually at the top, but this is the steel part. This is the manual lift pump. Now the seals on this have probably perished by now. They might be alright, they might not. So it's not worth risking. So we'll put an electronic fuel pump on that. We'll leave that on as it is. We'll just rearrange the pipes through an electronic fuel pump. Well, let's get the frame on. Let's work out where everything goes. We still need to mount a hose on for the unloader valve and the outlet. We still have to mount a suction hose for the inlet, and we'll have to put that on a quick release somewhere. So we'll have to work out where all that goes before we put the frame on and put the cover on. Right, so let's get on with it. As you can see, the footprint's not much different than it was before, except for the battery casing, where the battery is, and the fuel tank. We've routed the inlet underneath the original battery casing, so that then goes out of the back. We could bend it round if we want to do, but it's much better at the back. We've put the unloader valve here, so we can come straight from the end of the pump straight to the unloader valve, which then comes out at the back under pressure. The unloader, it unloads through the bottom, so we've routed this around again so it comes out through the back. So all the pipes now come out through the back. We put the throttle here. It's a nice little throttle, this one. It's got a little tooth gear here and a little button. So you press the button, it lifts the little grabber up underneath there. You let it go and it sits exactly where you want it. We've used the JCB ones in the past, which we still use. They're a bit hit and miss because machines like this, when they're vibrating, they tend to move around a little bit. They tend to back off on the throttles, so you have to keep them nice and tight. But with this one, it just goes where you put it. That's brilliant. We put the control box in the original battery compartment, nicely tucked out of the way. The filter, the inlet filter, is right underneath here, so you can get at it whenever you like. And there you go. Clean the filter out. Put it back on. You can keep your filter nice and clean, and it's a clear filter so you can see exactly what's happening. This is where we're going to mount the Anderson coupling for the boiler. What it'll be, we'll mount it on here. The boiler will just clip into there on an Anderson coupling. We'll route the pipes onto the boiler. It takes about 30 seconds in all. And then you've got heat on. You don't need a separate generator. The 12 volt alternator will run the boiler through this Anderson coupling. So we'll put this together, we'll put a cover on here, we'll stick it all on as it should be, and that's about it. So around the back, we put a new water trap filter on. We did put a stop solenoid on the water trap filter, which on most of them will turn it off straight away, but for some reason these must have a big reservoir of diesel in the injector pump. So it takes about 8-9 seconds for the machine to turn off after you've turned it off. Under emergency stop conditions, that's not good enough, so we replaced it with a brand new solenoid that shuts it off on the rack itself. So when it's running, it will be in that position. When you turn it off, it will turn it off and it stops instantly. We put a new 12 volt pump on instead of the original pump. The original pump got in the way of the throttle cable, so we took that off. We made a plate and put the mounting plate on here for the end of the throttle cable. Right, let's start it up then. Just press the override in and the safety features don't knock it off. Well, let's attach the boiler. So there we are, it's a very powerful cold machine which you can turn into a hot machine with a very small footprint. Hope you've enjoyed this as much as we have. Don't forget to like and subscribe to keep up to date on future videos. If you have any ideas on future projects you would like us to do, please leave them in the comments box below. Don't forget to join us on our next video where we'll be destroying some brand new engines for your entertainment in the name of science. Thanks for watching.